The point is, I made a conscious effort to practice gratitude or express gratitude, to do that every morning before getting out of bed, and to do it every evening once I get into bed, but before going to sleep, that I would just think about the things I was grateful for.
Most hosts never achieve the results they hoped for. They're falling short on listenership and monetization, meaning their message isn't being heard and their show ends up costing them money. This podcast was created to help you grow your listenership and make money while you're at it. Get ready to take notes. Here's your host, Adam Adams.
Hey, podcaster, it's your host, Adam A. Adams. On this episode, I'm talking about gratitude because a couple months ago, it was Thanksgiving time, and we all went on social media, and we were all telling everybody, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this person, I'm grateful for these people. And after a little bit of time, we forget to express gratitude. It's not something we should do just once a year. So I thought, after it's been a couple of months since Thanksgiving, and honestly, it doesn't matter when you're listening to this. You might be hearing this in June, July, August, September, or right before Thanksgiving, and that's fine. It's still going to be an evergreen episode. It's still going to be an episode that's going to benefit you. I am remembering and recalling back in December of 2018. December of 2018 was a pivotal time for me. I was part of this mastermind group. And this mastermind group, it's like a business mastermind. Everybody's a business owner. I'm probably the least successful person in that mastermind. There's a lot of people that are making many millions. And I remember that I needed some help. I came across as a certain way, and I was thinking a certain way, and I felt a certain way. And somebody just suggested that I practice gratitude. So I committed to it. I committed to practicing gratitude in the morning. I committed to practicing gratitude in the evening. And I ended up also practicing gratitude in times that I would feel stressed. So I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling poor, I'm feeling fat, whatever. I'm feeling like a bad lover, I'm feeling like a bad dad. If there's a time of stress or overwhelm, then I would also try to express and practice meaning like a mindfulness time of just simply gratitude. So I would wake up, and before I get out of bed, my goal would be that I would think about a few things that I was grateful for. And to be honest with you, I've said this on the podcast before, and to be honest, I was starting to resent my own kids. I was a single dad, the kid's mom involved, but at the time, I was the one who was waking up with them, going to bed with them. I had them putting them to bed, doing their homework. I was kind of like doing most of that. And I felt like there was so many entrepreneurs. I was an entrepreneur and a real estate investor, and I still am, both. But I remember saying to myself that I wish that I didn't have kids. I said, I wish I didn't have it, because this girl or this guy, they're making this much money. And it's because they have more time than me. I don't have as much time because I'm a full-time dad. I don't have as much time. Now, today I'm a half-time dad, which is remarkable. I love it. Kids are with mom half the time. Kids are with me half the time. And I love my kid time, and I also love my free time. I love the time that I have available to myself and to be able to focus and be able to work on me and work on my business. And I love the time that I get to spend with the kids. But let's just go back to 2018. In December of 18, several years ago, I started to resent my kids. And I would say out loud and or in my head, I would say I would be making so much more money if I didn't have kids. I would say, I wish I didn't have kids. I would say, I'm only able to work 12 hours a day because I've got my kids and I've got to do this. And basically the 12 hours a day means that I would wake up pretty early and get a little bit of work done, maybe get an hour, hour and a half of work. Then I would be a dad, and I'd feed the kids, I'd get them to school, and then I would work, and then I'd pick them up from school, and then I'd do homework with them, make sure that they do their baths. I would cook them their food, and then I would put them to bed. And then I would work from, let's call it 8 o'clock. That was their bedtime back then. Now it's 9:15. But back then it was 8 a.m., 8 p.m. was bedtime. And so after 8, maybe sometimes 8:30, that's when I would be able to work again. And I'd be able to work all the way from like 8:30 until 1 or 2 in the morning. And so that's how I got my 12 hours at the time. It's like I'm running my side business or whatever. The point is, I made a conscious effort to practice gratitude or express gratitude, to do that every morning before getting out of bed, and to do it every evening once I get into bed, but before going to sleep, that I would just think about the things I was grateful for. So I kind of switched in my mindset, and I just was like, I love my kids. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm glad I have kids. I didn't think that I would be able to have kids. Story time. I had been married for a few years. we had never gotten pregnant. And so I got tested and I had less than a 1% chance. And then I was able to have children. Luckily, like a miracle, right? Less than a 1% chance that I had, and it happened. And why am I being the person who's like, oh, I wish I didn't have them? I would be doing so much better if I didn't have them, or why did I have to have them right now? Or they're holding me back even. And so it's a wonderful chance to be able to understand like how freaking grateful I am, how lucky I am, how blessed I am. And this is what I always wanted. And here I am thinking that I need to work and make $1 million a year, and then I'll be enough to be able to be a good dad. And I kind of got this epiphany, this role reversal, this idea changed in my head where it was like, no, I get to be a dad now. You only have them for 18 summers, right? You only have them for a certain amount of years, and that time is going fast. And it was like, no, this is what I always wanted. This is what I'm grateful for. And of course, I would express gratitude for other things like the roof over my head, like the car that I drove, like the relationships that I had that helped me in business, the amount of people that came to my events, listen to my podcast, etc. It's like there's so much that I can be grateful for. I'm doing a good thing in the world. And so that's what I'm asking you to do. Today on this episode, I'm asking you to leave the episode, and if you're not already practicing gratitude and mindfulness, if you're not already doing that, find a way. I was a part of a church, not necessarily growing up, but I kind of was a convert to a certain religion. And they always said, count your many blessings, count your blessings. And that's what I think about is with gratitude. It's like, sit there and just understand you don't have it that bad. It doesn't matter where you have it. It doesn't matter where I had it. I don't have it that bad. You don't have it that bad. Where you are is a pretty remarkable place. Where you are today is awesome. I'm proud of you. Like, I'm impressed with you. You should be proud of yourself. You should be impressed with yourself. Yeah, not everything's perfect, but you've got it pretty well. It's easy to find somebody who has it shittier than you. So instead of thinking about how bad you have it, think about how good you have it. Think about the things that have been gifted to you, the relationships. It may be your parents, it may be your friends, it may be your family. Maybe you don't have the relationships, but you have yourself. Maybe it's the money that you have, or maybe you don't have the money and it's something else. Regardless of what it is, you don't have it that bad. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Practice that gratitude every morning, every night. And especially whenever you get stressed or overwhelmed for a reason, stop, get the negative self-talk out of your head, and point out the things that you have. Point out the things that you're grateful for. I think that'll help you as a human and, of course, as a podcaster, but just as human. You'll be able to be better in your business. You'll probably make a lot more in your business. You'll probably be able to focus on the things that matter the most in life. And when I put my focus on my kids, when I put my focus on my relationships with my partner, with my children, with myself and my own health as well, my own personal development, reading books, when I switched from the bah humbug, these things are holding me back, I could be so much more, and I'm comparing myself to other people, to, hey, I'm fine. Like, I'm in a good place. I've been blessed with a lot of really good things. It made it so that I could actually make more money. It made it so I could be happier. It made it so I could be a better father. It made it be so I could be a better podcaster, a better business owner. And interestingly enough, I worked less after and made more. And I probably need to focus on gratitude even more. And I think you probably need to focus on gratitude even more. So take the challenge, leave this episode with a thought that, hey, I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to practice a gratitude before I go to bed. And in the morning, I'm going to try to remember that before I get out of bed, I need to think about the many blessings that I have. Hopefully that's benefit. It wasn't specific about podcasting, but I think it was beneficial. And I hope it was. I hope you see that. I'll see you on the next episode. I've got an interview that I really want you to hear. So yes, tonight you will practice gratitude. But before that, I'll see you on the next episode.
This is serious. Don't go. Now that you've gotten whatever value that you feel that you got, the actionable takeaways, you need to implement the stuff that you learn. If you remember me talking about Bird Church once, and they learn how to fly, and then they walk home, I don't want you to walk home. I want you to fly home. So take the steps, take the actionable steps for your benefit so that you can become a better podcaster. That's the only thing that I ask of you. And I'll see you for more actionable tips on the very next episode.